Welcome to your 3-minute crash course on Strawman or Straw Dog. Jed, today are we talking about the Wizard of Oz? Because it sounds pretty suspicious to me.
I wish we were talking about the Wizard of Oz, but no, nothing quite that entertaining. Although at Wily Manager, this is about as entertaining as it gets.
Yeah, that's very true.
Now, the Straw Man is actually a problem-solving tool that we're going to talk about at this week's podcast. So it's one that's often used in a group setting. The premise behind building a straw man is another word for a draft proposal, for lack of a better description, one that is put in front of folks in order that it be torn down and rebuilt back up again. So that's really what the straw man is about. It's as I said, a problem-solving tool, but it's about, I guess, offering something out there as a starting point to be torn down and then rebuilt back up again. The idea being that hopefully as you tear it down and rebuild it, you end up with a better idea or a better proposal than you brought in the first place.
Right on. So why do I want to do this?
Well, sometimes you get in a place where brainstorming from a blank sheet of paper can be a bit tough. You might get writer's block, when you're looking at that blank sheet, whereas the straw man gives you something from which to jump off of. It's a starting point, so your ideas can sort of branch off from that beginning place. So it can certainly help you get from really just a place to start from versus starting from a blank sheet or nothing. It can also help you avoid getting bogged down in perfection seeking. So rather than having to go away and build a proposal to the point where it's perfect and ready to be presented as a fully, thought out idea. And you're sort of getting bogged down in that idea. If it has to be perfect before I can do that, you can go away, build a straw man, put it up there for folks knowing that, hey, this is not a perfect draft and it's meant to be torn down. So let's just get started on it.
Right.
The other thing that might help, Bobby, if I may, it can also help because it involves the other stakeholders in the tearing down and building back up of the plan. So it's often, as I said, used in a group setting. So if you're involving some of the stakeholders in the decision in the rebuilding of the straw man, hopefully they'll be more committed to and or bought into the final product in the end.
Right on. So in 30 seconds or less, tell me how I do this.
Yeah, so there's in the full version we go through a lot more detail in how we do this, but there's basically 5 steps. You create a draft proposal, then present that draft to the rest of the team. Then you knock down the straw man. So you tear it apart, punch holes in it, rip it apart. 4th step, build it back up again. And the 5th step, test it. So in the full version, we'll talk about each of those in a lot more detail in terms of what each of those means, but that's basically how it's done. 5 easy steps.
Right on. And for that full-length podcast and the videos that go along with it, you can check us out on iTunes or you can go to www.wilymanager.com. We hope to see you there.
Thanks, Bob.